Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And we just did a spur of the moment trip out here to the property. I say it's only like a mile or half mile away from our house. But anyway, I never get out of the house, it seems. Some things have changed the way the property looks since our last year when we bought it, and I did the video showing the property. So I thought I'd show you a few of the projects we have going on here. And the date that I'm shooting this, since I have no idea when this is going to publish, is actually July 31st. So one of the things we're doing is Pat gets out here and mows every so often, and he mowed it in such a way that we could rake up all this grass and take it back and put it in my garden areas. So that's what we're doing. That's why we came out here. And should have done this a lot earlier when my potatoes were growing, but either way it'll still be good to get this grass to go in the gardens even now. This big old pile of dirt here we got from a friend. You can see it's been sitting here for a while. But yeah, this wasn't here last year, but it's we've been using it a little bit at a time, taking some back to the house there and using it to fill pots, the new boxes that Patrick made, and various other things. And then over here you would have seen a video where Pat was tearing up the concrete, the old concrete that was in here, and then he's been graveling all this, make it, getting it all level. So this will be a lot nicer. That's why we have all this sod and stuff over there was from here. You see his equipment sitting over there. And for those of you who are new, just some other things you just might not have seen because, well, you haven't seen our piece of property yet. There's the little cabin, a very, very tiny little cabin that came with the property. Not really using it for anything yet other than storing our fun stuff for when we have family get-togethers out here. We'll set up the badminton / volleyball net over here, and this makes a really good area for that. Yeah, this is from a tree that fell, and down there from a tree that fell on the property, and then some more over there. Oh, I forgot to say, if you're new, you might not realize this is actually an airplane hangar over here. We don't have a plane, but it does make a good storage area, and when we do family barbecues out here, if it starts to rain on us, we can all gather in there, and we actually had to do that last year one time. Oh, and the dog loves it out here. It's one of his favorite places. Cody, come here, doggy. He gets so happy. Come here. Come here. That's my boy. You love it out here, don't you? At Rain Country Retreat. And off he goes. He just can't stop running when he comes out here. Patrick's got us some firewood for when we're building fires out here. What are you finding, Cody? What is it? Cody's after something. Is it a rat? What is it? And by the way, for those who ask, he is half rat terrier. Half dachshund, half rat terrier. You getting it? You're going to totally uproot this tree at the rate you're going. So yeah, we haven't had a chance this year to do a camp out here. We really hope so, but we do have some family coming in a couple weeks, so we might camp out down here, utilize the fire pit, and enjoy the creek and just hanging out and relaxing. I hardly ever have time to come up here, but when I do, I'm so grateful that I have, even if it's only for a few minutes, because I get so stressed out working all the time that this is kind of like a little oasis. This is what I call the main entrance down to the creek. It's where our biggest little beachy spot is. This is also where Patrick gathered the sand that we put in our carrot boxes. Whoa, the creek is really low. It kind of surprises me because it hasn't been that dry this year. At least it doesn't seem like it with all the rain that we were getting. Yeah, our just little tiny piece of heaven out here. Even if we didn't do much with it, it's definitely a nice place to come escape to. It just feels so private and much more quiet. So we're still considering expanding our garden area out here, at least to some degree, maybe next year. And the plan that I've got is this pile of dirt up here that's all overgrown right now with weeds and grass and whatnot, using some of that to at least start a potato bed out here. One thing about potatoes is they don't need tons of sun. So that little unused corner over there does actually get quite a bit of sun. You can see it's shaded right now, but it gets plenty of sun that the potatoes I think would do well right there. And it's kind of far enough out of the way that when we're setting up the badminton net out here, of course these logs will be a little bit in the way right now. But anyway, I could still have a little garden area back here for potatoes and some other things. And, you know, we got a few blackberries growing in there, mostly salmon berries all around. Salmon berries are okay. I do have a video that I did last year on them. Not my very favorite thing. I like blackberries much better. So what I'd like to do is try to encourage more blackberries to grow in here than the salmon berries. And because I've been so busy, I never got out here and picked any salmon berries either. But not as big a deal. Blackberries are more important to us, so I do plan on doing that this year. Now, the other issue that we have is elk like to hang out here quite a bit. I'm not sure how much havoc they would wreak on potato plants, so we'd have to fence that off. It's all fenced on that side, though the elk could easily jump that. Because it's so shrubby right there, they might not. So it would mostly be fencing it off right here. That's the Oregon crabapple. I actually like snacking on those things, but thinking about putting a couple of fruit trees right along in here, or maybe some pear trees, because that's one thing we don't have yet. Or pears, and I do like pears. Maybe try those cherry trees out here too. Oh, there's a happy little doggy again. One thing this pile of dirt came with, these beautiful flowers. I cannot remember what they're called. If I can remember the name, I'll go ahead and put it down below here, or somebody can comment and let us know. We used to have these growing back at the house many years ago, back when my oldest was born. But I'm trying to decide if I want to dig them up. Yeah, well, obviously I'm going to dig them up because I'm not going to leave them here because it's a pile of dirt that eventually is going to be moved. Part of the reason we had it brought out here was to kind of level out some of the areas. You can see it's kind of hilly over there, so perhaps wanting to fill in some of the low spots, which was part of the reason why I brought all this out here. But anyway, I don't know if I want to take these back to the house or put them around the cabin. I think they would be just a nice addition. Maybe also adding some echinacea and other things out here. Well, I guess I can show you the inside of this cabin. It's not really being used for anything, but it came with all you see here except the blanket. We added that. Rocking chair, the beat up recliner, a little table, a couple of ugly looking lawn chairs, and this heater down here. And it's unfinished. So we got some space up there. You can always use it for storage, or we could put a couple of bunks up there. That right there is our net for the volleyball and badminton. And yeah, sometimes we talk about maybe turning this into an Airbnb, but we'd have to set it up a little better. It needs some work. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you is this birdhouse, which also came with the property. You see that? In a way, it's kind of cool. They started out making the nest inside the birdhouse, so it's actually a bee house now, or a wasp house, that is, and slowly started building on the outside of it as well. They haven't totally engulfed it yet. I've seen that happen before, where they make the nest all the way around it, but anyway, it's kind of cool, even if they are yellow jackets. Cody already lost his clothes. Tends to do that when he's digging for rats. Now, technically, this little section over here is past our property line, but nobody uses it. I'm not really sure if the guy next door and that owns that piece over there owns this part, or if the people on the other side of the creek here own it. But it's just this nice little quiet nook. I just love it. I love the way that tree arches over like that too. There's a pathway there that's been done by deer and elk coming through here. So last summer we did use this for a camp out for family when my oldest son, was getting married. This made a really great place for people who had camper vans and whatnot to come hang out at. So of course didn't have the big pile of sod over there and the heavy equipment, so they all parked their trailers and whatnot right in here. And of course this wasn't all graveled at the time. One of my nieces stayed in the cabin over there, and like I said, that big old dirt pile wasn't there last year, so the kids just had a ball. We set up right over here somewhere, we set up horseshoes. So we'll have to, once we get this all cleared out again, we can put the horseshoes back up. So anyway, here's what the inside of the hangar looks like. Mostly just storing stuff for when we have got, folding tables and chairs back there for when we're having our family barbecues and different things. And then we do have a couple of barbecuers here. So this was our old one from the house. And then we picked up that one at a garage sale last year and fixed it up and have that one at the house, brought this one here, and then this is my son's old one. And so now we got two. So when we're having bigger barbecues, we can have two grills going. It works out pretty good.